This is J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, of course, who sparked outrage last weekend with a series of controversial tweets about trans women.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would talk about J.K. Rowling for many reasons, but one being that I just really cannot stand watching this woman get the things said to her that are so insane to me and have nothing to do with transphobia. It's as if she's been picked to be this sort of punching bag for the trans rights activists. And it all started from this one tweet she did. I think maybe it was, let's see, I have the date here. I think 2019. We are in 2024 now. This tweet basically was the tweet that started it all, which I find to be so, I want to say hilarious, but it's not hilarious because what happened from this tweet is so, I just like, yeah, wow, did that really happen to a woman who felt the need to say this, which I'll read here in a second, and then it got so twisted, it got so taken out of context on some level. It became the transphobic tweets of all tweets forever and ever. And I have read things from people that are so much more transphobic than this will ever be. So this says, dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consenting adult who will have you, live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real? Question mark. I stand with Maya, and this is not a drill. How is that transphobic? I don't understand. Then she went on to say things like trans women are trans women, trans men are trans men, which is exactly what I say, and I'm a trans person. So everything she says, I agree with. I pretty much agree with, not on some level. I agree with. There's nothing that she's saying that I, as a transsexual and an elder transsexual in this community, find in any way, shape, or form transphobic. Trans women are not women. They are trans women, which equals a biological male who wants to transition to look and walk the world as a woman. As I am a biological female who wants to transition to look and walk the world as a male, though I am not a male. It's real simple. And I don't really understand why the trans community is so adamant to go after her. Is it because she's famous? And because she does have a lot of people who, on some level, back her, including a lot of trans people. You would be surprised how many trans people actually agree with her and want to not have this be happening. The people, the trans people, the allies, who I will tell you I find to be very problematic. Many of our allies are the ones causing a lot of these problems. So I just feel very strongly in my own belief system that J.K. Rowling is not transphobic. I believe she is a woman who has had a past of things happen to her, which she admitted that she dealt with some domestic violence.
She's now written an essay on her blog addressing the accusations and saying her opinions stem from her own experience with domestic violence. That's why she's been pushed to advocate for women's rights, she says.
I'm going to tell you that I agree, depending on that female space and how women feel threatened on some level by it. And that being the bathroom space, it is such a space that needs to be kept safe. Now, I know lots of trans women who look like women and can walk in a woman's restroom and don't cause any problems. We know those trans women exist. But we also know there are so-called trans women who don't want to pass like women and who do cause problems and are just doing it to be a-holes. Me and you both know that. No trans woman in her right mind will walk around with a beard and mustache. She just wouldn't do that. We know the people that J.K. Rowling is talking about. She's talking about these newer trans women who are making no effort to look like women, no effort to sort of deal with this idea that, passing is an important part of transition. Now we have this new group that says passing isn't a part of transitioning, dysphoria isn't, which is all complete nonsense. So I'm going to read another tweet here that I found to be very upsetting to me and disgusting. So there's a trans man who works for the ACLU, and he's always saying things that are pretty off the wall as far as I'm concerned. And he doesn't represent me, and he doesn't represent other trans people who disagree with him, and many of us do. But that being said, he wrote, "If you are angry or think it is unfair for a trans girl to beat a cis girl," you mean a girl, "in a sporting event, then fundamentally you don't think trans girls are real girls. It's that simple." Yeah, it's that simple. Trans girls are not real girls. They're trans girls. So JK wrote, "Astonishing how often militant trans activists tell the rest of us, so what you're saying is trans girls aren't real girls." Yes, that's exactly what we're saying. Girls are being robbed of honors and opportunities by mediocre, uber-privileged, establishment-enabled boys. What's wrong with what she just said? It's her opinion, number one. Number two, trans girls are boys who are wanting to be girls, and they should not be competing in girls' sports, nor should trans women. Period. I agree with her. So does that make me transphobic? A 32-year transitioned transsexual man? I don't think so. So the last thing I want to show you here, and in defense of J.K. Rowling continually to tweet out stuff that some people do not like, okay? I have seen so many disgusting threats and those kind of threats towards this woman. In any other place, how would this be tolerated? It would not be tolerated. If you reverse this particular thing right here, and you sent all of these tweets, which I'll put on the screen for you, if you put and reversed all of these tweets towards a trans woman, everyone would lose their minds. This would be considered transphobic. It would be considered hate speech. It would be considered so many things. But why can you say that towards a woman? That's misogyny. That is not okay. Trans women are biological males, and they do not belong in female spaces, especially if females do not want them there. If a man doesn't want me in the male space, I'm just not going to go. But that's just never happened to me, and we all know why. We have seen so many threats from so-called trans women towards women. It's absurd and disgusting, and it's literally why JK is saying these things. So with that, I'm going to put up I'm going to read a couple. Let me just read a couple, but I just want to put them up because it's such garbage. It's just garbage, right? Delete yourself, Joanne. Shut the F up. We're busy right now. Can you shut the F up a second? What? Let's see. This woman is complete scum. Shut the F up, you transphobic F. You don't, oh my God, you don't love any trans people if you won't even acknowledge their existence. But she does acknowledge our existence. I've had actual tweet conversations with her. She was very lovely to me. So no, you're wrong. She has had many of us trans people, not just me, many of us. So you're wrong. And you don't like it. And I know what you're going to call me, a bootlicker, all of those things. Why? Because I want to build bridges? And what I don't believe that she's being transphobic? So, no, you've got to stop. And you've got to understand why this woman is not backing down. She doesn't have to back down. And I actually think it's great that she's not backing down. Women have had to deal with so much nonsense in this world. It's crazy that here we are again. Here we are again, taking this situation to such heights and over-speaking women for trans women. If that's not misogyny, I don't know what. You cannot change your sex. Trans women are not women. They are trans women. Why can't we just acknowledge that, all of us, and move forward? But instead, supposedly trans community wants to keep going after J.K. Rowling because for some reason it makes you all feel so powerful. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for everything you do for me. It means so much to me. And I'll catch you guys all on the next one.